But generally speaking, at the end of the day, if there's a need to make a clear-cut decision who is right, who is wrong, then at the end of the day they will say, I am right, you are wrong. You may be not right, but still that is our tendency, you see. So therefore it is because of this ignorance, as I said earlier, because of this ignorance. So first day over, second day also come down now. So nearly done. The curtain is saying we are nearly done.
Waiting for tomorrow.
Waiting for tomorrow. Yeah. So that's the thing, you see. But then when the real, so these are all done out of ignorance. One may be really doing something. I mean, you're right, there are many who really do many destructive things, still thinking, I'm doing this for good. I'm doing this to please the God. I do this, I will be born near the God. People are saying that and doing that, you see. You see? So therefore now the question is, this is a very interesting and important point to discuss. For me, at least for me, I would always try to do those things which I can understand, first of all, rather than not understand anything, still believing this is the right thing and then just going for it. So that I call it fanaticism. So there's a lot of fanaticism. Why people are killing in the name of religion, in the name of God? Those people who are killing other people in the name of God, have they seen the God? Have anybody met the God? Have anybody met the Buddha? You see? I mean, you can see how fanatic people can become. I can see you. You are sitting in front of me. You are like me. You don't like pain. You like happiness. But I don't care about this person who is sitting right in front of you and pretending that you care about somebody, God or Buddha, whoever, about which actually you have not much idea, really. So this is called, for me, this is madness. This is really madness. So therefore, first of all, you should do those things which common sense tells this is right or this is wrong, you see. So that I think is very important. So therefore, it is this element of ignorance, you know. Like for example, in ancient times, you know, people used to believe that each and every, you know, religion is the best thing, you know. And then gradually when we came into contact, it was not so easy. But now more and more we contact, we realize that there are many good things in other tradition, other culture, other religion, you see. So when we remove those ignorance, then things change, you see. Yeah. That's it?
A very little one. I heard that from one of my Sangha friends, that if you rejoice in other people's deeds, so then you also collect good virtues.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was like, if it's true that if I rejoice, he said you can even do nothing, just rejoice in other people's wills and get good karma.
Positive karma, good karma.
Positive. Oh.
Yeah.
Easy way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Therefore, one teacher says that I have a very good practice. That practice is that while I am eating, I can collect good karma. I have a good practice. That practice is while I am sleeping, I can collect good karma. You know, that's the mental attitude, you see. Even when you go to sleep, for example, just before going to sleep, if you think about something destructive, something violent, watch a horror movie, whatever, you know, then it's very likely in the dream will also be affected, you see. But just before going to sleep, you think something about positive, do some prayer, whatever, you know, the sleep will also be, the whole sleep will become virtuous. So it's mind. mental outlook, how you see things. Yeah. So killing, stealing. Stealing includes robbery also, burglary also. The English word stealing or even Tibetan word kuwa generally means taking something stealthily when other people don't know. But in the text actually it says stealing means taking those things which other people had not given to you. So it can be done in so many ways. One, if for example, if he is my student, he pays a lot of respect to me, then I see a nice pen in his hand. Then I say, oh, this pen is so nice, Can I give it? I'm saying quite nicely, gently, you see. He was not prepared to give it. Actually, earlier motivation was not prepared to give it, but I said, can I give it? So I'm using my force, being the teacher, whatever, Of course he will say, yes, Gela, please give it. Then I give, that's stealing. Stealing is not just theft. Okay? Stealing. Then also, of course, burglary, forcibly, robbing it at gunpoint. So I will read the consequences of such wrong actions later on, maybe in the second session. Then sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct. Yeah.
What happens? You said that it's stealing when someone didn't intend to give you this thing, and for example, if I pay something for buying something and I get change, and the change was more than it should be, and I didn't pay attention, and then later on I saw that I got more money than I should have.
Then there is a possibility for you to go back and give the money, give it.
Yes. Otherwise it's stealing.
Yes. Otherwise.
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Is it also stealing ideas for someone without saying that it's their own idea?
What?
Is it also stealing ideas or opinion from someone else? Like at work, for example, someone has an idea and then the boss says that it's his idea, for example.
I don't know. Kind of stealing.
Yes.
Kind of stealing, yeah.
Yes.
It's a kind of stealing, I think.
And stealing of time.
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
But having said that, this I cannot make a clear-cut answer to this because there is no idea which you can have which did not belong to someone else before. You see? So that's why if you look at this copyright system, it's so interesting, Somebody published a book, say 5-10 years back, then if you look, that it's copyrighted. So without seeking the permission to translate or publish it, if you publish it and translate it, that's copyright violation. So that is, I think, like stealing. But then if it is a book which is published, say, 100 years back, then normally copyrights don't apply. So with this law of copyright also, there are so many interesting things that we can learn. You see? So I think it depends upon what kind of opinion you are stealing, you see. Okay? Yeah.
If someone steals from you or
I wanted to ask if someone steals from you or kill you or something, maybe it's a result from your past life that you steal from him or killed him, or maybe it's something that
but that
should
person,
happen? Or?
that is possible, but still that person is stealing. still that person is also stealing. It may be result of your past life, but that person is also stealing, you see.
But maybe it's because it's a result, like it doesn't. It's a ripening karma, like it's.
Yeah.
So it's now maybe finished. Like I stole from him past life, and now he's still for me. So now it's finished.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Someone when he was young, his moral value were quite low, and he used to steal. And then he grows up and he's changing.
Yeah.
And now he understands what he did when he was young was wrong. Can he fix his karma? How can he do it now?
Because as I said, I spoke about the 4 antidotal powers. Having done something wrong, then you regret it. That's the process of purification. So you have already started the process of purification, because you are not continuously doing it. You see, the past is gone already. The past karma is not here today. Past karma was there in the past. Okay? Now because of that past karma, you may be experiencing certain fruit right now. So with that purification, you will also lessen the experience of that fruit. Okay? Time is flying. Stealing, a little bit clear? Yes. Sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct, one of the biggest problems. Sexual misconduct or adultery. That means having sex with somebody who is not your wife, who is not married. So you read more in Lamran Chemu. But anyway, the important thing here to understand is that how much problems we experience in the society by making wrong affairs. So there's not much, the wrong affairs and wrong ways of sex, you see. All types of strange sexes are there. So in Buddhism it says, don't do anything which is not natural, not based on consent, things like that. And the result, because this is important, because divorces, fighting in the family, all this happens because of wrong marriage, wrong association, things like wrong affairs and things like that. Then lying, telling lie. Telling lie. Telling lie means to say what you have seen as not seen. Have you seen? I have not seen. Have you done? I have not done. Lying. Lying is cheating. I'll read more about the fruit, then you will know about this more. But otherwise you know lying. But lying also sometimes like black lying, white lying, mixed lying, things like that. White lying, for example, means if somebody, a hunter came with his gun or arrow chasing a deer to kill, and the deer just ran and passed in front of us and goes from this window and jumps and goes. Then the hunter comes. Have you seen the deer?
No.
Which direction you go?
No?
Either you say no, or you say, oh, I thought some animal going somewhere, but I don't know. You see? Or either you say no, which is a little bit lying but white lying. Or you can say that, yeah, I thought something came, but I really didn't know where it go. Something like that, to save the life of that animal. Those kind of lyings are almost kind of permitted lying. And then of course, some of the lyings are very bad lying. For example, lying that You know me? I'm Geshe Lhakdor. I studied Buddhism for so many years, you see. And I did a lot of practice, you see. Now, interestingly, these days, I'm able to see many interesting things. I have precognition, I can tell about your future life. You see? If you start telling these things, when you don't have any of these qualities, then this is called great lying. Great lying. Yeah, big lying, not great. Great is not a good word. Big lying. Big lie. You have no clairvoyance, no precognition, but you say I have clairvoyance. You cannot perform any miracle, but you say I can perform miracles. And many, unfortunately, some teachers do this. Believe me. Because ordinary people, you will not understand that how gullible ordinary people are. In a way gullible, in a way innocent people are. They trust somebody, They trust people, you see. Especially somebody comes as a teacher, they start trusting them. And then the teacher, unfortunately, the bad teacher takes advantage of that. And says strange things. Oh, you do like this, then you will have this. And sometimes it happens, Not because they know it, but it happens, they think, oh, the Lama has so much power, he said, and then it happened, It's almost like saying, tonight you go to bed, and tomorrow I'm sure you will wake up. Of course you will wake up tomorrow. But then that fellow will say, the Lama said I will wake up, so I wake up, You start believing. Your mind, when it's ready, you believe in many things, you see. Then start seeing the magic and mystery in the hand of the Lama. So you should not be so gullible. Well, you develop respect. But you don't have to do everything the Lama says. Because sometimes, in the Buddhist teaching, they say, they do whatever the Lama say. That meaning you have to understand properly. If the Lama is really qualified, the student is also reasonable qualified, then it's okay to do whatever the Lama says to do it, you see. But if the Lama is also not so qualified, the student is also not so qualified, then how can you say that you believe everything the Lama says? So in that case, what should you do? You should listen to good teachers, but don't take that person as your teacher or Lama. Just listen to him as a lecture. Right now I am giving lecture, okay? Unfortunately, I am not going to become your Lama. So I am just giving lecture. You listen to the lecture, and if you get some benefit, of course you can appreciate, just like any help. Okay, Geshe give a good talk, I really appreciate that. That is a normal human courtesy, That you should do that. But you don't have to tie your neck with me saying, oh, he is my teacher, So you have to be very careful even in choosing which teachers to follow. Don't do it hurriedly. Don't do it hurriedly. Take time, do some experiment. And then if you feel comfortable in terms of his knowledge and more in terms of his compassion, these two, there are many qualities, but out of which the most important thing is that the teacher has more knowledge than you, otherwise he cannot teach. He has to more knowledge than you. Then more importantly, he has compassion for other people, for the students. If he has compassion, then he will not cheat the student. And then thirdly, he is able to do some hard work for the student, spending time teaching, things like that. So take time. It's very, very important. Sometimes we hurriedly go to somebody, oh, that Rinpoche was so great, Then after some time, that Rinpoche wanted me sex with me. Many cases like that. I'm being very open. Then you start complaining, saying all the bad things. I myself, had people who come to me who had experienced such things and asking me how to solve this problem. Then I told them, in the beginning the Lama was good, you got benefit, so that part you remember good. Now he is not good, he is doing bad things, that part bad. So because of this, now you don't have to continuously follow their Lama, their teacher, not with bad ill will. earlier good, later bad, but now because of this bad relation, I cannot continue. So you don't have to sit there, you see. So using your common sense, it's almost like marriage, you know. It's really, it's almost like marriage. Use your common sense, very important, yeah.
What if you... What if you said the truth to someone who you really loved, in the bad, painful truth to someone you really love from the family? He knows the truth. And now for another occasion in the family, you don't say the entire truth, because if you say like an anniversary or so, it will make him sad. So in my terms, it's not a lie, but it's not saying the entire truth. But the intention is not to make him pain while suffer in an occasion in which he has to be very joyful and merciful. Like my mother, I'll be more specific, okay?
Yeah.
I said to my mother some harsh truth before.
Yeah.
Now we are going to celebrate her 18th anniversary, and I prepared a book for her, okay?
Yeah.
So I wrote all the good things.
Yeah.
I prepared, I took everything, I gathered all the information, photos, it took me time. But I didn't say the entire truth about our relationship. I chose to highlight only the positive things.
Yeah.
And there were many, and now I didn't lie, but I didn't say the entire truth, because it will make her painful. She wants to show it to all her friends and family.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Good, right?
Okay.
Very good.
But I've said the truth once, maybe before, but in 4 eyes, not in. Oh, so okay.
And what is the truth?
Painful. Painful.
Question.
What if, I know that if the motivation is good and to protect, then white lies somehow can be good. And I remember once Geshe Lhakdor, he gave us examples of if we have guests and we feel very bored by them and we want them to leave, so we can just say we are tired, because the motivation is not to create afflictive emotions. And I was wondering, for example, what if I'm late to my work? And I know that if I would just say I'm sorry to my boss, she might be angry. So, but if I'll say something, oh, I'm sorry, there was an accident, she might not be angry. So I was just wondering, in this way, I lie, but in a way, I protect myself from her afflictive emotions, and also herself from afflictive emotions. So, what do you think about that?
I have a great solution.
Don't be late.
Don't be late.
I understand that.
So why I'm saying this? Why I'm saying this is, if you are so concerned about this lady not having afflictive emotion and yourself not afflictive emotion, then you come in time.
Of course. But
Okay. But sometimes if there is a very, unforeseen event that takes place, then you tell her.
So
You tell her that why you are late.
You mean you have to tell the truth?
Tell the truth. Why you become late? Because there was a reasonable situation,
For her it might not be so reasonable. Yeah, maybe I didn't wake up in time, maybe I slept only 3 hours at night. She doesn't care about that. So what shall I do
No,
then?
that is your mistake.
Yeah, of course. So,
That's your mistake. So
so
therefore,
it's best not to use the white light? Then?
no need. Try not to even come late. Try not to come late. That's the most important thing.
Do your best.
Yeah, do my best.
Not only do your best, but most of the time you can come in time.
No, I do.
Because for example, if you say, I was very late in the night, why you were late in the night? You should know that tomorrow you have to get around at that time, you see. So accordingly you should have planned.
Okay.
You see. So this is really dependent on so many things, you know. So that's why I'm saying that there's not one quick solution, you know. You need to take into consideration the whole thing. That's the problem. Normally we don't prepare like that, so therefore we get into trouble, you see.
It's being responsible.
Ah.
Yeah, but it's a different issue. I'm asking
Yeah.
about this afflictive emotions within others and me. It was just an example. I'm usually very exact on time to work, but really, but I'm asking as an example to understand how I can use the white lies in which situation it's protective or in each it's really lie and not white lie, you know? That's what I'm trying to define here. Thank you, anyway.
Any questions? No questions? Then we stop. Okay?